Hello. Oh. Oh. What is up, everybody? What's up? Um, I need a new wig. I need some new edges. Okay, because of the way that Chloe and Halle drag my ass. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. I did not think that I was going to include some of these topics that I did, but uh, I cannot help but running my mouth about it. They say you're late. I know. I'm sorry. I'm here now. I'm here now. So what's up? Love me and the ungodly. They look so good. Now, if I'm being very honest, they were the only. They were the only performances that I saw from the people's choice. Because I was just like, okay, if it's not Chloe, if it's not one of my girls, if it's not the artist I really care about, I'm just not really featuring it. Let me tell you something. They look so great. They sounded great. The outfits were just. I don't know. Like they're getting better and better every time. The lighting was amazing. It's just, and then they gave us a fucking dance break at the end or in the middle of it, and they put their mics down. Remember they switched their mics down. I love when artists do that shit. They be doing the mic switches. There was since we're talking about mic switches. There was one mic switch that Toni Braxton did. I think she was performing He Wasn't Man Enough. Someone can let me know if I'm wrong about this, but that shit was iconic. I don't know where she was performing it. I don't know what performance it was, like where she was performing. I don't know what year it was. I think I saw it on social media. But yeah, that shit was iconic. But yeah, that just reminded me of a mic, of a little mic, hiding the mic while you're doing a dance break. Adrian was good as fuck. Oh, stop it! Y'all so sweet. So yeah, really loved it. It is really awesome to see these artists, especially the artists I care about. No shade, but it's awesome to see the artists grow as time moves forward. Really cool. Adrian looks so good. Y'all need to stop. Thank you. Can you comment on Trump tweeting saying that he won? Oh yeah, I'm getting to that. But before I do that, I want to talk really quickly. Actually, real quick, let me share this so that because people will be like, I didn't know that you went live, Adrian. I'm like, okay, hold on. Let me just get it together. I hope y'all weekend, well, I'm just burning time here, but I hope that y'all weekend was relatively peaceful, especially given, honestly, child, just whatever, turn on personalized ads. Y'all was gonna take my information anyway. Honestly, I did not pay too much attention to social media on the weekend just because it was some MAGA march going on. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Million MAGA march. I was like, I'm not trying to see all the violence and ridiculous craziness going on over there. I just didn't want to see it on my screen. I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't even want to talk about it. And yeah, I'm bringing it up. But yeah, I just did not. I wanted peace in my life, and that's exactly what I had over the past weekend. And that's it. Turtleneck is cute. Thank you. So I love my weekend. I did nothing. I gave the girls nothing. Listen, give the girls a bunch of nothing. Yes, mama, we are living, mama. Give the girls nothing. That's exactly what I did, and it left me very refreshed, feeling great on this Monday. We're gonna have a little conversation. We're gonna talk a little bit as you all start your week out. As we start our week out, so let's talk about this whole. Let's talk about Harry Styles first before we get on this big ass student loan conversation because I'm so, so literally I don't even check the student loans. I'm just like, when the payments start back, just take y'all little money and leave me the fuck alone because it ain't nothing changing. I'm already talking about it, but I saw like somebody doing some math on social media. it basically showing how if you pay, there are certain scenarios where people have paid what they pay the bill every month on their student loans, and they end up owing more at the end of X amount of years. I was like, I'm not. If y'all, like I always say, if they can sit down and find the money, if they can show me where the money, they can look at my accounts and show me where the money is at, I will gladly give it to them. But bitch, as far as I'm concerned, I ain't got it. I ain't got it. Okay. So I want to have this conversation about Harry Styles and shit. So before I even talk about what is, I'm going to choose my words carefully. Yes, okay. This is what I'm saying. It's not so much, maybe it's not so much Harry Styles' fault before I get to defending him. Maybe it's not so much Harry Styles' fault. It's probably more the fault of the general public. But when the general public acts like cis white boys in these like, what I say, Little House on the Prairie ass dresses are like really doing something, when black femmes and, you know what I mean, black gays have been really trying to push this shit and been, a lot of times they've been ignored. That shit kind of is annoying to me, you know. And as I said, it may not be so much Harry Styles' fault. There are a lot of people who do like, there are a lot of people who, like, you can point at them and be like, oh girl, that's immediate queer baiting. I don't think Harry Styles falls in that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I think it's so weird how a lot of times black femmes, black trans people, black gay people are the ones pushing this shit, like pushing the culture forward, and then the general public will give these accolades to these cis white boys in they skirts and shit. It's just weird. It's weird. It's weird to me. So I think that's like a bigger conversation that people could have. I think that conversation is definitely different from the one that I'm about to enter into, defending his ass from Candace and Ben Shapiro. So it's just, you have to approach it with a sense of nuance. At least I do. So first of all, like I said before, it's just weird to see like, oh my God, so much praise and shit. And it's not just Harry Styles. It's not just Harry Styles. It's just him this week. You know what I mean? It's just so strange to see it, given the barriers and bullshit and discrimination that a lot of other people who have actually been, like black femmes who have actually been pushing this shit. It's just weird to see over and over and over these cis white boys getting all the goddamn, like, oh my God, pushing it. But at the same time, it's like, I'm going to defend his ass against fucking Candace and Ben Shapiro. Like, it's just, the way in which people really try to box you into some shit based off of archaic ass rules that don't make any sense is so strange. It is so strange. It is so strange for people to be like, Ben Shapiro talking about we're feminizing masculinity, and it's just, people don't take it a step further. People don't really sit and think, okay. I mean, he was like, oh, masculinity and femininity, they exist. Yeah, they exist because people have placed certain things in those, they've created those categories, and people have placed certain things in the categories. And it will change based off of the year or time period, the era that you're living in. So it's just, that shit is so strange for people to, I hate when they do that, because it's just like, wow, it's just clothes. It's just clothes. I mean, I think some of the shit was cute, some of the shit was ugly. I'm sure some of y'all people think, okay, some of the shit Adrian I wear is cute, some of the shit I wear is ugly as fuck. Like, okay, but it's just clothes. And then so for you to sit here and be like, okay, well, you know, blaming the degradation of society on the fact that, you know, certain men like to wear certain things. Like, I wish people would just sit and think about, like, girl, this is it's just thread. It's just thread, bitch. How about that? It's crazy. Especially, you know, it's pandering and it's another white boy making different. Yeah, it's just that's why I had to approach the conversation so differently, because it's like, on one hand, I'm kind of tired. I want the black families who have been doing this shit to get they shine. But on the other hand, I'm just like, y'all are not going to drag a guy for wearing a goddamn dress or a skirt and act like it's just he's shitting on masculinity. And it's interesting coming from Ben Shapiro, in my opinion, because my voice is deeper than his. Which is why these rules and these standards of masculinity don't make any goddamn sense. Ben Shapiro is some fucking short, high pitched voice ass motherfucker who wants to police masculinity. Girl, you don't even measure up to the standards yourself. Fuck you talking about? Fuck you talking about? Imagine some guy coming up to me saying, "Oh my God, I don't like the way that you're really ruining masculinity." I'll be like, "Bitch, Minnie Mouse. Bitch, you got helium stuck in your throat." If like we can go there, but the whole point is that it's funny how society teaches us how we are all different, but when it comes to actually being different and doing and going against the norm through self-expressions, it's not okay. Our society is weird. It is so weird. And then the whole society would be the same ones when these people are gone, when they, die by suicide or some shit. Oh my God, look, how did this happen? Oh my God, we didn't even know that this shit. It's weird. It's weird as hell. Adrian, the trade is jumping out. The trade can jump out. You know what I mean? She comes out every now and then, bitch. She really come out. Let me tell you the time. You want to know the time when trade come out? Trade, because I feel like the more I get to know myself, the more I'm giving Bush Queen. Like that's who I am. Trade comes out every time I go to the barbershop, bitch. Let me tell you something. Trade comes out, and I say trade I use the word very loosely, because if you think that I'm walking into a place and they don't know that my ass is gay, I could literally be outside in a burlap sack. They would be like, "Oh yeah, you like peen, don't you?" Girl, where did I used to really play up the trade at? Because it was just it was an unsuccessful attempt, but I still attempted. I sure did. I sure did. I can give trade if I just, first of all, I feel like my hair might need to be black. But if I just stand still and don't say it, I just can't move. That's the thing. I just, I have to be like this. If I'm trying to look like real straight, trade is a complicated. Trade is not complicated. I just changed the way that it's used a lot of times. Trade is really like somebody who's like DL and like masculine. You can't tell that they're gay. A lot of times it's really referring to like black guys. But I say trade anytime I'm referring to a guy or some shit. It's usually I usually don't take the definition that seriously, but definitely I could be. You could look at me and be like, okay, but once I start moving, even the way I move my head, it's crazy. And I laugh about it now, I joke about it now, but it's when you think about the fact that that's just how I am, it's how I move. That's just, and then I think about how I was in environments where they would try to get you to stop literally moving how you move, breathing how you breathe, smiling how you smile. It's crazy. It was crazy. The colonization of your mind. That's what it was. So yeah, I don't even know how we got on trade. I don't know. Oh, okay, because we're talking about the fact that Ben Shapiro asked it wants to be somebody. You think he's somebody's masculine police when he's giving me 5'4", high-pitched voice, Minnie Mouse, giving me very much helium, giving me very much, what I mean? Wow. So it's rich. The people who don't even measure up to masculinity or the stereotypical, generic, widely accepted versions of masculinity, the people who don't even measure up to those things are the main ones trying to tell you trying to get you to stop existing how you exist. It's weird as fuck. It's weird as hell. And I think it's so small-minded to, especially given the fact that fashion has changed throughout the eras. It's so small-minded. And the categories in and of itself, I think, are just crazy. It's just like, wow. I don't want kids. I don't want none of that shit. But I can't imagine if a kid was looking at me and say, "Hey, I want to wear," or like a guy was looking at me and say, "Hey, that shirt is pink and it's really cute. I wanna wear it." I can't imagine being like, "Oh well, no, because you a guy. That color you're weird. That shit is weird. That shit is fucking weird." Oh my god. Oh my god. JM said my eyebrows are too far apart. That's because I got a big ass forehead. What you expect, nigga? I got a big ass. You see this fucking shit, girl? I'm giving you coconut realness, and that's what you gonna get. Ah, girl, literally, it looks like a fucking volcano. The fuck are you talking about? And this is a cloud on the top. So, y'all know I don't give a fuck about no goddamn trolls. Okay, so yeah, that's what I thought was weird. So hopefully you understood what I was saying. It's no shade, like that, but it's just weird to see the people not. But it happens in so many different facets and sections of society. So it's not really surprising. From music to fashion to whatever, it's not really surprising to see that black femmes and black people not getting the shine that they so deserve. But at the same time, for him to be attacked based off of phobic and bigoted ass mindsets is so weird. And especially don't want to hear Ben Shapiro squeaky mouse sounding ass talking to me about masculinity. I promise you I don't. I promise you I don't. I promise you I don't. It's just, and then Candace was up there talking about Marxism and, feminized men. We bring back manly men. Bring back manly men. Men control this planet, and look at it. What are you talking about? We need some new perspectives, huh? Like, ma'am, we need some new perspective. The same what methods of thinking is not going to lead us to a different place. It's just, and they're really relating you, a man wearing a goddamn skirt, some cloth, to the destruction of society. It is the weirdest thing ever. It is the weirdest thing ever. Manly men would be our asses in 1950. It's just, we have to maintain the same bullshit we've always been doing, even though it doesn't make any goddamn sense. What are you talking about? So strange. Candace always needs to. I saw that. I can't tell if that was that whole husband brother thing. If it was a joke, it seemed like somebody just made that shit up. But with these people, you never know. But yeah, that shit was funny. I'm sorry. I don't care if it was a joke or not. That shit was funny. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna act like it was real if it's not. But that shit was funny. Did you see the trend where boys are wearing maid outfits on TikTok? Yeah. Okay. So see, this is another aspect of it that I wanted to talk about too. It's just there are people who express themselves because they want to express themselves, and that's who they are. And then there are other people who do this weird baiting thing, and they also some people be grooming people based off of that shit. They present this whole like femboy kind of image so that they can take advantage of other people. Like, that's what I've seen online. That's what I've seen people talk about. And it is always so strange to me that femininity expressed through what people do, a man or whatever is only tolerated when, in a lot of cases, it's only tolerated when it's a joke, um, when it's a tool of manipulation. It's never, a lot of times it's never taken seriously. And it's crazy because for example, I don't box myself in, and this is just fashion to me, and that's why I'm just like, it's not that serious. And people are making it so serious. To me, I don't really box myself in. If I want to come around here in a cute ass, turtleneck or some nice ass jeans, a graphic tee superhero on it, I'm gonna do that. If I want to give you girls a goddamn harness and some mesh and some glitter and some shit, I'm gonna do that. But I think I wish that everywhere it was that free. I wish it was that people did not have to. I don't know. It's just clothes. It's just weird. It's just so strange. So that's what I'm saying. Like when I do what I do, it's interesting to have the friends that I have, and to where when I walk in the room or when they walk in the room, it's not really, oh my God, it's just, okay, but that's how I think it should be. It's gotten to the point where there's certain clothes I'm just like, girl, if I know I'll be in an environment where, I don't know, if I have to be in an environment where there are closed minds, it could be something mandatory that I have to do, It's to the point where I'm just like, girl, I don't even know what is acceptable because I'm just putting on some goddamn clothes. It's just weird for people to take it so seriously. Come on, Forever 21 Clarence. Yes, Victoria, you already know. You already know. Any true straight man should not be pressed about other men in dresses, wigs, or whatever else. If you're secure in your sexuality, you would not be bothered. That's what I'm saying. It's just so weird for me to be like, oh my God, that's just. It's based on ideas that I have completely rejected. And so when people come out here talking about, oh my, but look at the dress on him. I'm like, okay, it's some fabric, boo. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Okay. So I think I've said all I need to say without actually like cussing people out about that. So I want to talk about this student loan stuff. And there's a big, the reason I want to talk about it is there's a huge conversation happening on social media about it. And there have been a lot more cries for, cancel student loans, cancel student debt. And also because Chuck Schumer and, I'm not going to do it. Chuck Schumer recently was speaking to a reporter, I think, and this is one of the things that he said. Just follow me along. But it's just important. One of the things he said is that getting rid of student debt, this is what he said. I have a proposal with Elizabeth Warren that the first $50,000 of debt be vanquished. And we believe that Joe Biden can do that with the pen as opposed to legislation. So what he's saying by with the pen means that he thinks that Joe Biden can use the executive order and just cancel $50,000 worth of debt off of each person's shit. So it's interesting, first of all, that they're starting at 50 fucking thousand, which should tell you already how horrible. If they're talking about, a lot of times they would probably use average for this number. But if they're talking about erasing $50,000 worth, how much money are Americans fucking having on their student loans? You talking about $50,000? Some people, you erase $50,000 worth of debt and they still have some fucking money left over. So it's crazy. It's crazy. The only thing that it's just weird for them to say that. But this, I forget where I took this from. I usually write it down. I'm sorry. But during the campaign trail, Biden proposed creating a program that offers $10,000 of undergraduate or graduate student debt relief for every year of national or community service. So it's just like, I guess y'all updated that shit. How realistic is this? because the Democratic Party is a mess. So what are y'all talking? What do you? I'm hearing one thing and it's another thing. Juan said I would have 10K left of the child. I'm telling you, like, yeah, literally, yeah. Especially if you went to grad and undergrad and you didn't have access to scholarships or funding or anything like that. Yeah, girl, easily you looking at 50 to fucking 80,000, even higher. There's just so much fucking debt, right? So my thing is, what are y'all actually going to do? Or do y'all actually mean what y'all say? One thing on the campaign trail is one thing, and then now Chuck Schumer talking about something else. Like, how realistic is it for this to actually happen? That's what I want to know. I have 70K, let them write off 50K, and that's on period. That's the first thing. The second thing is this weird mentality that some people have of like, okay, since I paid my loans off, all you bitches got to pay your loan. You bitches got to struggle and pay your loans off too. That shit is the weirdest thing I ever heard. That is the weirdest thing. Can you imagine if people were like, bitch, this might be a little extreme of an example, but it's around the same kind of thing. And I was a slave too, so you bitches need to take your ass to the goddamn fields. That shit is weird. That is the weirdest thing. If we all had that attitude about human struggles, about struggles in society and life, the society would never get anywhere. That we would never get anywhere. I can't imagine going through some hard, terrible shit and then looking at my brother. I have two siblings. Looking at my brother and my sister and being like, "Oh yeah, no, you have to go through that same shit too." What are you talking about? Literally. Part of the reason why I take my relationship with them so seriously, my brother and my sister, because I don't want them to go through the same shit that I had to go through. If I can help you avoid some of this bullshit that I had to endure, man, come here and listen to what I'm saying. Even if you don't take my advice, even if you do it a little differently, listen to what I'm saying to you. I don't know everything, but listen to what I'm saying to you so that you don't have to deal with the same bullshit. It's so weird to go online and see people like, oh, well, I had to fucking work 10 jobs and, suck dick from here to goddamn California just to be able to pay off my student loans. And so now what about the people who paid it off? Y'all loans is paid off. What do you mean? What do you mean? If you're talking about, hey, we should get reparations, yeah. If we're talking about, hey, we should have more things set up so people aren't busting their ass or, struggling in poverty, yeah, I agree with that too. But for people to sit down and be like, well, because I had to struggle and suffer, did you bitches do as well? That's horrible. The second thing is this weird mentality. There was somebody who lost their election commenting underneath AOC goddamn posts. I forget who that man was. I forget who he was. I should probably look him up. But there's some people like, oh, if we forgive these loans, then it's going to make people. What's the argument they use? It's going to make people less responsible financially. It's going to almost like breed a sense of laziness or irresponsible attitudes towards finances and money and taking care of your shit. To me, it's the craziest thing ever because like it's not even a fair system. Fuck all that other shit. But if you want to entertain the argument, it's not even a fair fucking system. How is somebody paying into loans and then at the end of their fucking at the end of 20, 30 years, they're owing more than what they started? It's not even a fair system. What do you mean? What are you talking about is going to make people less responsible? Actually, if people were allowed to free up some of the money that they're paying into the Department of Goddamn Education, that they're paying into, federal fucking loans, if they were able to free up some of the money, it would make them more financially stable, more able to plan for the future, able to save some goddamn coin. Like, what are you talking about? It's this weird sense of like we all have to struggle. How are you? I don't even like the term developed, but how is America going to talk about we're a developed nation and the lives of the citizens are so fucking hard? It's just It's just having to take out tens of thousands of dollars in loans at 18 is not financially responsible. They can kick rocks, period, Ashley, period. And the reason why I say that is because at 18, at 17, I couldn't have taken my ass to no goddamn mortgage to buy no goddamn house and be like, hey girl, I ain't got nothing. I ain't got shit. But give me, a couple thousand, tens of thousands of dollars to purchase this motherfucking house or some shit. And that's it. At 18, 17, they wouldn't do that shit. They wouldn't do that shit for a car. They wouldn't do that shit. They wouldn't do that shit for no house. They would not do that shit. they would literally look at you and be like, bitch, you ain't got shit. Goodbye. They wouldn't do that shit. But they know that they can trap your ass with this shit. They know that they can trap your ass with this. And they instead, and that's the whole point of this system. Is like, it's not to improve. If they really wanted us to do well in this shit, I feel like in school it would be compulsory to learn about taxes and how to take care of your balance your shit out, how to take care of your finance. They don't offer none of that shit. Them hoes told us that Christopher Columbus discovered America, and you need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and get your ass out there and fucking work. That's what they did in school. That's literally it. So when you know that this shit is like rigged, it's like, stop playing in our faces. Stop playing in our faces. That's why I stopped worrying about my shit. I'm like, girl, if y'all really wanted that shit back, you would create, and it dives even further into the issue where in so many other places, a lot of higher education is free. It's so deep. It's deeper than just forgiving. It's like, why did we even end up in this place in the fucking first place, bitch? that's the main thing. It's like, why? How did we get here? And we need to figure out ways that we can prevent this from happening. But when you have a society who wants to lock people out of capital, that's what they do. It's giving Hunger Games. They make it very hard for you to get an education in the fucking first place. They make it hard for you to use your education afterwards. When it's time to, you know what I mean? Oh shit, yeah. I have some more stats on it. So the NAACP presented this. Oh child, my phone about to die. Ooh girl. It's the way I'm about to read this whole so motherfucking fast. I pull this shit up on my computer. Okay. So the NAACP presented this report. It was by the Lumina Foundation. It's called Legislation, Policy, and the Black Student Debt Crisis. So this is what, some of the numbers are in the reports, or some of the information in the report. They said the student debt crisis has a disproportionate impact on Black borrowers and their families. Across all racial groups, Black borrowers hold the most student loan debt, despite also being consistently underserved by post-secondary institutions, especially for-profit and private nonprofit colleges, toward persistence and degree completion. They said that Black women hold 47% more student debt than white men and 27% more than white women. Black graduates earn 15% less than their white counterparts and are underemployed at 2/3 the rate of bachelor degree holders. 2/3 the rate. God damn. Black graduates, listen to this. Black graduates earn 15% less than their white counterparts and are underemployed at 2/3 the fucking rate of bachelor degrees holders at ages 25 to 30 fucking 4. That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. Then CNBC has some more numbers. They said that nearly 85% of Black bachelor's degree recipients carry student debt, compared with 69% of white bachelor's degree recipients. And that's coming from the Center for Responsible Lending. They said that the average white student loan borrower owes around $30,000, and the average Black borrower owes closer to $34,000. White borrowers pay down their education at a debt rate of 10% a year, compared with 4%. But one of the most interesting thing is nearly 38% of all Black students who entered college in 2004 had defaulted on their student loans within 12 years, a rate more than 3 times higher than their white counterparts. And that's coming from Brookings Institute. So when you see all these numbers, you have to keep in mind what, like, all the things that are at stake here. Ayanna Presley tweeted that student loan forgiveness would also relate to, I don't know what she said verbatim, but she said that when you're talking about student loan forgiveness, you also have to keep in mind that that ties into racial justice as well. And there are going to be a lot of people who are going to drag her for that. They're going to be like, why do you have to make everything about race? It's very interesting that people say that, and that's what all of society was built on. And that's what they built all of their whole fucking society on, that shit. It's weird when they say that. But, you know, when Ayanna Presley said that, yes, student loan forgiveness is giving very much racial justice, racial, and it's important when you see how much of the Black community is suffering underneath the weight of that shit. Oh shit. Niggas, sorry, I'm reading. Niggas think like we're begging when we say things need to be changed when we have been held back from 400 years and more. Like, yeah, it's, but you have to remember when these people make those arguments and when they say, oh, well, everything isn't about race and all that shit, it's because, in my opinion, there are some people who are extremely ignorant and they don't care to do the research and inform themselves. But there are other people who know what's going on. And to admit that, okay, let's give reparations or let's create specific programs that are specifically targeted to assist the Black community or to assist minorities. If you say that, that's admitting like, okay, this shit is not a meritocracy. And they don't know how to deal with that. They don't know how to deal, like what Toni Morrison said. When she said, I'll take all that away. What are you? Are you any good? You know, it's very, I can imagine it must be very difficult, weird or hard to look in the mirror and like, be like, you know, part of the reason I am where I am is not simply based off of my hard work. They don't know how to negotiate with that. They don't know how to deal with that. They're just like, so that's why a lot of people want to act like racial issues don't exist, because admitting that would just be like, well, it would be admitting your advantage. And some people think that you have to be a rich white person to have an advantage. It's just like, girl, the more white, the more male, the more straight you are, the easier it is for you to do certain things in society. Like, it is what it is. I don't know why. So just admit that, girl. Just say that. It's not hard. Just say that and then use the power that you have to help other people. Like, it's really not that like, if you actually cared, it's really not that serious, because you would just actually do something to help. And this is why I can't deal with the moderate Democrats. They want to help all more liberally but when it catering to specific Black people, it's not fair. Like, huh? Yeah, it's interesting that a lot of times people bring up MLK and they don't want to talk about how they dragged the shit out of that man before socialist ass policies or conversations. They dragged his ass, you know. And he said, which they don't like saying, he said the moderate, the centrist will be the death of us all, girl. He didn't say that, but you know what I mean. He said the main problem is the centrists and the fucking moderates. They don't want to say that, but they'll walk out there with they cloths. They cloths. Remember, Pelosi had that cloth on her ass with the rest of them girls. They walk out there with that shit. And that's why pandering is so disrespectful to me. It's so disrespectful to me, because you bitches aren't serious about helping people, helping the actual vulnerable community. But you sit there in they cultural garments, you know what I mean? Sit there trying to fucking, oh, I'll smoke weed with you. That's why I hate it so much. That's why I think it's so disrespectful. Because like, y'all don't actually care. Y'all don't care at all. And you do the research to see how you can fucking pander to us, but you won't do the actual work to improving the communities. You know, It's weird. I've been saying that for the past fucking 39 minutes. It's weird, but it's weird. That should be the title of the goddamn live stream. It's weird. Shit is getting very weird. You know? Then had the audacity to give the police more funding. Oh my God. Speaking of that, I saw somebody say, what do you think Joe Biden's plan is to tackle police brutality? And then I tweeted, I was like, he's gonna paint the cop cars with pride flags and Black Power fists and use drones instead of humans to get y'all ass out of here. That's exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna be like, oh, community outreach, and we're gonna dance around with the cops and then shoot y'all ass later. Girl, what is he gonna do? He told you what he's gonna do. He told you protesters to shut the fuck up. That's what he said. He said there's no need for you hoes to be out here. Take y'all ass back inside. That's what he said. Y'all on the streets, bitch. I remember when somebody said, okay, it was it's crazy that I can't even remember what Black person it was that he was speaking about that got shot by cops or something. He was asked to comment on that shit, and the first thing he said was, it wasn't like, oh, you know, heart out to the family who lost a son or anything nothing like that. The first thing he said was, there's no need for all this rioting and the protest. It's like, well, it was like right there. The reporter gave that shit to him on a silver platter. It was right there for him to be like, oh girl, you know, it's a lot of violence going on. My heart goes out to that family. It's a lot of bullshit. And I know that there's, even if he wanted to add it at the end, I know that there's a lot of unrest going on in the city, but I'm going to look and see how we can solve that. That would have been like, okay, girl, you know, bitch, he's the first thing he jumped on was that, Miss Mamas, get y'all protesting asses out of here. And for people to really think that he's going to be like, oh yeah, girl, defund we can push them left, we're going to make them defund the police. Okay. Okay, you know, prove me wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I just, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. It's just, it is what it is. They convince people that we are fully responsible for everything that happens in our lives, as though privilege is not a thing. That's exactly what they do. And that's that you have to pay attention to how also they are talking about the response to COVID. And of course it is in the citizens' hands to, you know, follow the rules, wear the masks. Y'all are laughing at that, Maya Angelou. Oh my God, someone said Roland Ray sounds like Maya Angelou. I cannot fucking unhear it. So of course it is in the citizens' hands to follow rules, wear masks, socially distant. But these now that the shit is getting so horrible, people are like, some politicians are like, okay, well, you know, citizen, do what you need to do. What are you talking about, girl? Politicians are the one who gave billions of dollars to corporations and not goddamn citizens. Politicians are the ones who refuse to shut down the goddamn country. You know what I mean? Politicians are the ones literally stoking these anti-science and anti-mask ass goddamn rhetoric. What are you talking about, citizens? You hoes need to do something. The fuck are you doing? It is literally the most weird, horrible thing for these politicians to be paid off of our dime and literally telling y'all to shut the fuck up. It's just, for the life of me, I cannot understand. And that's why when people are just so angry that I criticize, or other people, I'm not the only one doing it, other people criticize Democratic politicians, I don't understand how people are just like, oh my God, how could you? What do you mean, bitch? We pay more taxes than the president. I'm going to drag. Y'all living off of the salary that y'all make is coming from our bank account. What the fuck do you mean I'm not going to? Of course I'm going to criticize. I'm going to drag the shit out of every last one of you bitches, even the ones that I love. And I don't know. Love is taking it too much. Even the ones that I really enjoy what they say, I'll say that. Because I was up here enjoying the shit out of what Kamala Harris was saying. And my ass, I was Yes, girl, you better be in there reading their ass. All on YouTube. Yes, you better drag their ass in the Senate. Oh, I love Kamala Harris. But bitch, I'm over here talking about doing my research. I should did mine. You know what I mean? So it's like we have to constantly challenge ourselves and with what we believe about our politician and challenge our politicians. We are paying them. We are the boss. We supposed to be, child. We ain't got that much power, but if we're talking about from a money standpoint, we're the boss. Your boss would not hesitate to tell you, like, girl, you need to do that shit over, or, you know, come in, you need to come. Like, we're not friends. What are you talking about? I don't know. I haven't got news. Yeah, and there are some people who are just like, oh my God, we're gonna go into another lockdown. Y'all want another lockdown? What 153,000 cases yesterday, I think. I think we'd be okay if you sit your ass down in your house for a couple of weeks. Let's get this shit on together. But the thing is, what scares me is this is what scares me. I'm hearing so much about lockdown. You know, this new administration that's hopefully about to come in. I'm about to talk about White House Karen in a minute. I said hopefully because I'm just like, child, I'm hearing a lot about goddamn lockdown. I'm not hearing nothing about no goddamn stimulus check. I'm hearing all this conversation, news articles. Oh my God, you know, new Biden coming in. He gonna lock the whole down. Okay, that's cute. Woo-hoo-hoo. I love that. I'm hearing a lot of conversation about lockdown. I'm not hearing any about no goddamn stimulus checks. I'm wondering what is that? What is that? What is that? Because I will never blame somebody for going out during a lockdown if they got to fucking work and put some food on their table in the government and pay their rent, and the government is not doing shit about it. So everybody can talk about lockdown all they want. The numbers are going to be horrible 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, if we're already at 150 some thousand cases, that shit is crazy. We're going to be at 300,000 cases a goddamn, 500,000 cases a goddamn day. That shit is crazy. But yeah, like I said, this is cute. This is all fun. Woo. Lockdown sounds fun. If people are not taking seriously stimulus checks, rent freezes, I'm talking about the whole thing. The whole thing, mortgage and rent freezes, stimulus checks, all this shit. This lockdown won't mean anything. It won't mean anything because people are still going to go to work. Okay. I mean, unless I don't know what it's going to look like. I mean, with a lockdown, of course, certain businesses have to be shut down. So, you know, but that makes the thing even worse because if they can't go to work and you ain't giving them stimulus checks and you ain't pausing their rent, what the fuck's they supposed to do? What the fuck they supposed to do? It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun for anybody. It's not going to be fun for anybody that don't do anything. It did something happen in Poland. I think I saw somebody put that on the podcast. Yes, the podcast. Because today is always the day I put up on Patreon when people can go on there and leave the comments and stuff about what they want me to talk about on Tuesday. So I think I saw someone just now put up like someone talking about Poland. There's something going on where the people just were just like, no ma'am. And I can't remember what country it was, but the people were just like, girl, if you got us fucked up. So I don't know if they think that it's just, it is exhausting. It's exhausting. But I did really quick. It's nothing serious. I just wanted to talk about the White House. They calling him the White House Karen because he's up there saying that he won the election. I won the election. And oh shit, I saw that Taiwan. I think it was Taiwan that I saw a picture of them like at a concert or some shit, and they're just living their best fucking lives because they actually sat their ass down. They actually probably listened to scientists. I think that helps, doctors and stuff. They wore their masks and they dealt with what they had to deal with, and that's it. There is a sick ass mentality. I'm sorry, when it comes to Americans and shit. I don't want to speak for the UK, but it seems like y'all over there, y'all going through the same shit we are, child. It's a sick ass mentality that has people selfish and fucked up, and it has them. It's just so weird. I think that the really fucked up conservatives, the ones like, I really think that they did such an excellent job brainwashing like that. I think that shit should be studied, because like, can you imagine being somebody who don't have a whole lot of coin, but still is like, oh well, no, the government shouldn't shut shit down and pay people because I should go out there, and even if COVID is out there, I should go out there and work, and I don't need anything from my government. You bitches need something for your government. Y'all are just freeloaders and shit. That is literally, if you're somebody who's rich and who's profiting off corporations, you're a fucking conservative politician. That is the perfect thing for you to do. Not only are these people sacrificing themselves, but they're enjoying it. They're enjoying doing it. Like they are enjoying it. The most perfect place to be if you're somebody who's a sociopath and wants to make money off of bodies that you don't care if they live or die. It is insane. And that's a sad thing, guys. DNC want to act like they're the cream of the crop. Y'all are the lesser of two evils, period. And I've always said that shit. Like, the older I get and the more research that I do, I'm starting to see like it's just two sides of the same warped ass, unpolished ass, old ass, rusty ass coin. It is crazy. It is crazy. But yeah, I think that, how did Trump get millions from this country is these are the same people who got pissed about the extra $600. Yeah, I was like, UK in a lockdown, we are a mess. Damn, I feel so sorry for y'all, child. But we're going through this. I'm telling you, we're going through the same shit. It'd be the most basic shit. Like, hey, guess what, guys? All you have to do, if you're gonna be outside, if you want to be outside, or not even outside, but in a space where you're gonna be with close to a bunch of people, all you have to do to fight this, all we have to do is put a little thing over your a little cloth over your goddamn face. That's all you have to do. And you can even buy some ones with some cute stars and hearts on it. You can even buy some, like, bitch, that's all we have to do. And these bitches didn't even want to do that. Like, you know how not oppressed you have to be to feel like wearing a mask or being told to wear a mask is oppression? Do you know how easy your life as a population has to be if someone's saying, hey, protect yourself, is like oppression to you? Can you imagine what would happen to niggas if they thought up some plan to fucking kidnap the goddamn governor of any place? And can you imagine being the governor of that place and these people want to kidnap you because you're trying to protect their ass? Girl, that's why I couldn't be. I'm telling you right now, people are like, you should be a politician. Power corrupts, absolutely. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to be one. I wouldn't want one anyway, want to be that if I tried. But I wouldn't be, because if I was that shit, if I really had some power, you hoes would see like trying to destroy checks and balances, because I would try to destroy that shit. And the reason I would try to destroy that shit is so that I could take all these motherfuckers who trying to kidnap me, who want to, not wear their mask. I'm putting y'all in your own facility so you can spread it all to each other. I'm going to watch y'all fall like dominoes. And when it's all said and done, I'm going to send somebody in there, clean up the bodies, sanitize the goddamn facility, and we're going to be done. That's how I would let the virus fucking roll through. You don't want to do it? Okay, sign this paper that deprioritizes you from fucking hospital beds. That's the first thing. I wouldn't play with these hoes. That's why I don't need to be in power. I watched Game of Thrones one time. I'm just like, bitch, if I had dragons, hoe, it wouldn't be no conversation. The fuck I have to talk to Cersei for, bitch? I'm flying Drogon to the fucking Red Keep. And I'm burning that shit. What the fuck are you talking about? Yes, that's what, yeah. Oh my God, Adrian, you should be a goddamn politician. No, I'm giving you dictator realness. You bitches, you want to cough on hoes and spit on hoes and disrespect. Oh my God, the disrespect for people who work in the grocery stores, disrespect for people who work in the restaurants and shit. You hoes want to do that shit? Okay. I'm going to literally, I would spend 2 fucking weeks, months building a stadium just for all y'all asses. And you're going to go in there and you're going to sit down. If you start coughing, better get a cough drop because you standing there until the whole thing runs its course. Until the whole thing runs its course. And literally it's going to look like somebody it's going to look like y'all have a sleepover. That's how many of y'all hoes going to fall over on a fucking football field. And then when it's all said and done, I'm going to make sure that everybody's sanitized. We drag them bodies out, fly them to goddamn moon, and we're going to continue living our lives. So fuck, I'm not entertaining you bitches. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. Because I'm like, it would be totally fine if just go on your own planet and do what y'all want to do. And then the only thing is that when they start coughing and dying and shit, them hoes gonna be banging on the fucking door. Oh my God, I need help. And that's why I'm saying it would be dangerous for me to be a politician. Because I don't know if it's because my ass, I don't know, being raised by Jamaicans, that shit is just like, I would literally look, I would make sure that the doors were glass so I could see it. I'm just gonna literally be watching it. I say, somebody bring me some popcorn and shit. I want to see this. And people are like, oh, that's so harsh. Yeah, that's why I don't want to be a politician. But also, why is that harsh? Why is that? Jeez. Why is that harsh? But them spreading some fucked up shit to other people, it isn't. Them causing unnecessary deaths isn't. No. If you don't want to follow basic science, do what you want to do in a confined environment. Period. But that's why them hoes would drag the shit out of me. Oh my God. Governor Adrian, President Adrian pulled up a chair and watched as people died. They would drag the shit out of me. But that's how I would deal with them. Like I'm so I can't imagine getting an attitude from somebody who's not wearing a mask and all up in your face. Trying to kidnap you because you're trying to protect them. Okay, girl, you trying to kidnap me? You finna get kidnapped. You're gonna get put in the facility, and we're just gonna watch. But the thing is, I think people would be very happy. Some people would be very happy to do that because I remember there was somebody saying, "Oh well, if we have to tell Trump that he can just run for a governor or a mayor of a certain city or a certain place, and he won't ever go out of power because I guess they were saying that." I don't know, that political position does not, whatever position they were talking about, does not have terms on the limits on the terms. I'm sorry. So she was like, oh yeah, we need Trump to see this video so he can run for that. And, we'll just all move to that town or whatever area she was talking about. And he will just be, I don't know what she said, governor, or he will just be mayor for the rest of, basically in perpetuity. I was like, yes, please do that. Yes, actually, yes, please. Yes, I would love that. You just have him stay over there. I don't know where y'all like to live and shit like that. Have him go over there and y'all follow him. Put them in the chokey. Trunch Bulls chokey. Go and do it. I would love it. Some people are like, oh my God, that's so crazy. No, that's not crazy. Let them do it. I'm talking about, I talk about Game of Thrones all the time. Y'all just have to deal with it. I'm telling you, it wouldn't be Jericho because y'all said them hoes fell. It would give very much the wall. Oh, but damn, that shit did fall. Well, nobody got no dragons. It would give very much the goddamn wall in the north. Yes, please do it. Because they won't care about their health. Yeah, that's fine, but just do it to themselves. That's the only reason why it's so annoying is because their actions also affect so many other people. It is annoying. They have never suffered a tiny shred of injustice or oppression, so they focus on fabric over facing bodies. Yeah, exactly. So my government's not going to tell me what to do. They're not going to tell me what to do. It is crazy. They really underestimate the power of, because they've never had to really reckon with it. They've never had to reckon with the power of their government. So that I think they really underestimate what them girls can really do. They're not coming down in the streets with, like, it's giving press a button tease. Being from Missouri, that stuff was so crazy. It would rather turn into the Castillos than get the banging, Adrian Keating. Period. How to get away with slayage. At this point, it's a cult, not people agreeing with one politician. Yeah, it is very strange. It is, but that's definitely what it's giving. It's giving cult tease. It's giving, like it seems like a fucking religion. The way that they treat Trump, and it's crazy to me because people who are revered like that are usually intelligent. Like they're usually, even if they are doing some fucked up shit, they're usually intelligent. They're usually charismatic, attractive in some way. Trump is none of those things. And to me, what that means to me is that they're not really worshiping Trump. They're worshiping the control of the country, of society that they want to maintain. And they see anything else as a threat to that power they feel they have. So it's not even like about Trump. It's about the power they want to maintain. It's about the power they don't want to share, actually. So it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. But yeah, I have been talking for literally a whole ass hour. So first of all, thank you all so much for joining me. Also check out patreon.com/Adrian Expression. Podcast episode is going up there on Tuesday. Very excited about that. I know it's a lot going on. Protect your mind. Like I always say, it is the beginning of the week, but for some reason, these weeks seem like they're going by quick as fuck. So just protect your peace. Love you so much. Follow me on everything at Adrian Expression if you want to see what I'm doing. And I will check in with you all later this week. Bye, y'all. Peace out. Peace out.